Hi, my name is Michelle Diamond. I am CEO of Elevate Diamond Strategy, a growth strategy development and execution firm with specialty areas in new market entry, M&A, pre and post, competitive intelligence, and strategy execution. I know I mentioned that before, but that's important because many strategy consulting firms, or at least individual practices, don't focus on the execution of it all. And I like to walk and chew gum, as a former mentor of mine had told me in the past. So when I just first started this, is really because honestly, I didn't know what strategy consulting was when I was very early in my career. I started my career off as in finance and accounting. I am CPA. I worked for Ernst Young at the time in audit and then M&A, and that's all I knew. And when I wanted to do something different, a colleague of mine introduced me to this, and I was fortunate enough to go to Duke, a top business school, and then work at Accenture and then work with so many different companies and firms over the years. But what I realized is that the average business person does not even know this exists. The average business owner does not know this exists, even though many large companies or those that can afford it have strategic consultants and strategic advisors that help them behind the scenes. And that's why so many of them have been able to achieve success. You know, a lot of businesses fail, a lot of companies fail, not always only because of lack of capital. You hear that all the time, lack of funding, lack of capital. And while that is true to a certain extent, it's not always really the case. A lot of times they fail just due to lack of strategy. And so I wanted to, create a firm that did things in a way that I like to do them, meaning that it's accessible in a sense that, while I am working with companies that are, that really have large growth trajectories, because I am about taking companies to the next level. And that can be startups, early growth stage, small to middle market, as well as your Fortune 1000 up to Fortune 10 at this point. At the same time, it's very important for me to make sure that it's communicated in a way that takes these complex problems, whether you're not growing and you need to get out of stagnant growth, whether you're growing slowly and you're in this bootstrapping mode, you need to accelerate, or you're already growing exponentially, you just want to continue on that scale, regardless of the situation, that it's in a way that takes these complex problems and make them simple and easy to understand, because the more easily understandable they are, the better they are to implement. And that's where the execution piece often comes in. And that's where I can help companies to eliminate those roadblocks. Also, I like to train companies that I work with because it's important to me that a lot of that knowledge is kept in-house. That's been a critique of consultants over the years for a lot of CEOs and senior leadership. And so being able to solve those problems and now advise and help companies to be able to take the knowledge and actually understand it in a way that they also get trained so that they can implement it themselves, or have me do the implementation and then me teach them, is something that's been able to help. So these are fundamental things that I care about, and that's why I started the firm. While I love consulting and I appreciate my consulting brethren, I never wanted to be someone who, let's just say, had the most complex frameworks to deal with. I really want to make sure that it's results driven. And fortunately for me, over these years, working with 65 companies in 31 industries and counting, with all these different stages from startup all the way to Fortune 50, it's enabled me to do so. So if you have questions, you want to reach out and learn more about my firm, please feel free to do so on our website, on LinkedIn, and anything that you feel. But the most important thing is to understand that, this is the reason why I started this firm. This is why I've been doing this now for over 17 years, and why I hope to do it for hopefully another 17 more.